Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ryan back here streaming today, February 23rd, for a day I've been waiting for to see what the new Sony cinema camera is. I heard about this, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks ago, probably when some of you did, and this has had more leaks than a cheap pair of swimming goggles from the dollar store. Whether or not those leaks are true, we don't know, but we're about to find out. It's supposedly the Sony FX3. I made a short about it with my puppet friend Willie O a few weeks ago. He didn't think it was accurate information. I wasn't sure. That was a fun short to make. But in all seriousness, there were a lot of leaks. We don't know if they're true or not, so I've kind of been waiting to find out. I'm sure a lot of you have. So thanks for being here on my channel today. The press conference is about to start, and we're all anxious to find out what this new Sony cinema release is. Is it the FX3, which in the leaked images looks like a Sony A7C with the specs of a Sony A7S III? We're going to find out in less than 2 minutes. The speculation continues. People saying stuff like, come on, Sony, and pre-order starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow. These are all things we'll find out. So I'm obviously not the only camera nerd who's excited. I got the camera shirt on today, and I appreciate everyone who's here hanging out. What is it gonna be? Is it the FX3, and is the FX3 what we think it is? I'm watching the chat. There's gonna be some names we recognize in the chat for sure. A lot of YouTubers / filmmakers. Just a lot of people from all over the world waiting to hear what this is. 20 seconds. My phone just reminded me to make sure and watch this. 3, 2, 1. Alpha. Cinema line. Here we go. There's the FX6, which we got recently. Definitely a really nice camera, but what is this going to be? What's interesting is that I sold most of my full-frame Sony gear. I don't have a full-frame Sony right now. I do have some lenses, though. Am I going to go back to a Sony cinema camera because of this? Are you? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh boy, the leaks were real. There it is. The Cinema Line FX3. So far, the leaks were dead on. That was a real picture that leaked out. They just showed a picture of the back of it. It has a screen on the back, apparently no EVF. Whether or not that'll be a new accessory like they did with the Blackmagic 6K Pro, we will find out. There it is. Just like it was in the leaks, you can add the Sony XLR attachment to the top for running in XLR audio. Oh, it's got a flip out screen. Wow, so it's exactly what leaked. That was 100% real. The question is now what the specs are and what's going to differentiate it from the A7S III. This was speculated too. The color science in this is going to be the S Cinetone, which they use in the Venice cinema camera, their high-end camera. And of course on the Venice they shoot a lot of TV shows like The Blacklist and a whole bunch of stuff. So this is one thing a lot of filmmakers were excited about, the chance that S Cinetone color science would be in it. It's got S-Log 3. They're showing different LUT looks. Someone in the chat just said, I guess it's going to be $10,000. It's not going to be $10,000 because the FX6 is $6,000. I do think it's going to be more expensive than the A7S III, and then the question is why. So we'll find out. 15 stops of dynamic range, which is usually a little high. Probably in a really accurate test it'll be like 13 or 14 stops. I'm just guessing. It's got a back illuminated full frame sensor. It's supposed to be great in low light. All Sonys are great in low light. How great will it be? Better than the S3? We'll see. It's rated up to 409,600, which is kind of typical for the S series. You probably wouldn't use that maybe on a documentary, but 4K 120 FPS. Someone in the chat just said I already have a A7S III, which is strange. This is going to be very similar apparently. Designed for comfortable solo shooting. I mean, yeah. This is really strange. It's going to sit in a really weird niche. It's got that A7C look, or even like an APS-C camera like an A5100 is similar to this, but this is full frame. Like the 5100, it's just a screen. There's no EVF. So it's going to sit in a weird niche. Yeah, I mean, you don't need a cage because there's quarter inch mounts around the body. It's got stabilization in it. Active mode stimulus. It's got Catalyst Browse, which is the software where you can add stabilization in post. I don't know, I've never used it. I mean, it seems like an extra step, but some people like it. It's got Sony's newest state-of-the-art autofocus, which the A7S3 also has. So still, I'm kind of sitting where does this sit? You know what I mean? Is it going to have internal NDs? Is that what's going to separate it from the A7S3? Or is it literally just the hardy body with the 1/4 inch screws? And it's a really interesting camera for sure. I've been interested in it for weeks since I heard about it. But I'm still curious if this is going to be more expensive. What's going to stop you from buying an A7S3? Once in a while with an A7S3, even if I'm filmmaking, I am going to use that EVF in bright sunlight and put it up to my eye, and it helps a lot. So this is interesting. Customizable autofocus for controlling your rack focus. Make the focus shift slower or faster. You know, different transition speeds for focus. Okay, so I mean, obviously E-mount lenses. All Sony's cameras from their APS-C to their full frame use E-mount. I think it's a brilliant move. They're aiming for solo filmmakers, YouTubers, one-man band type of videographers who do weddings and stuff. It's a really nice looking camera, aesthetically pleasing. So you can tell when you're recording really easy. That's nice. We've got red lights all over the place. We've got the red bars around the screen. It's really nice. It does have a fan, which I don't think the A7S3 does, right? 4K 60, it's not going to overheat. Magnesium alloy body. Dust and moisture resistance for outdoor use. 10-bit 422 CF Express Type A cards. 2 of them. And 2 SDXC cards. Full-size HDMI port, which was the smartest thing they added to the A7S3. And that's one great thing about the Blackmagic cameras that I really like too. Because those mini or micro HDMIs are terrible and they break. So you got the Imaging Edge software, but so do the other Sonys. It's going to be interesting. I really like the camera, but so far all I'm seeing that really sets it apart is the S-Cinetone. Really nice. Is this all we're doing? There's the Venice, the FX9, the FX6, and the FX3. Someone just said since it has IBIS, it can't have internal NDs. Yeah, I didn't think it would have internal NDs, which is interesting because the new Blackmagic 6K Pro does have. That always happens. The cameras come out in bunches, and one's like, we're doing this, and the next one's like, we're doing this. And once again, everyone who's looking into getting a camera is like, I don't know which one to get. Hey, there's Philip Bloom, the godfather of digital cinema. Is that all we get? Wow. For availability and price information, please contact Sony in your region. That's all we get today, folks. I appreciate you guys being here with me. A very interesting camera and kind of a conundrum. So you get an A7S3, except it comes in this rugged body with 1/4 inch screw mounts, S-Cinetone profile. It's new, it looks awesome, but it also doesn't do photos or have an EVF, which the A7S3 does. And even when I'm doing filmmaking stuff, there's our boy Casey. Even when I'm doing filmmaking, like I said, sometimes I look through the EVF, and you lose that with this camera, but you gain S-Cinetone, but you can't take pictures, I guess. It said nothing about stills. Really, really interesting. That's a quick look at it. Thanks for being here with me, Ryan, for the live stream. I appreciate it as always. Let's hang out more. Like and sub, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. I'll see you.